स्टॉक मार्केट की बात करते हैं, अगर आप अपने दादाजी से पूछें तो शेयर बाजार यानी कि बॉम्बे स्टॉक एक्सचेंज.
What are the other things that investors should look at while investing in the capital market?
For them is to keep on upgrading their knowledge about what product they should be investing in. Financial literacy is something which he has to go through, or if it gets adopted from the school days, it becomes ingrained in terms of our style of investing. हम लोग का क्या observation रहा है, the new investor is coming in, is not aware about is there a better price available onto the other exchange. And interestingly, these prices are very very minutely different. Minute difference आपको क्यों फर्क पड़ता है, क्योंकि यहाँ पे आप लाखों की इन्वेस्टमेंट की बात कर रहे हैं. आप जिस मेंबर ब्रोकर के थ्रू आप आज परचेज या सेल कर रहे हैं, उसने आपको आज के दिन में टेक्नोलॉजिकल एडवांसमेंट विच इज देयर इज द स्मार्ट ऑर्डर रूटिंग का ऑप्शनैलिटी नहीं दी है.
Hello and welcome to this episode of Capital Markets Masterclass with BSE. I am Vinaya Deshpande Pandit. I'm the Maharashtra Chief of Bureau of The Hindu and a journalist with over 20 years of experience. The Hindu has been a beacon of ethical, impartial and in-depth journalism for over 147 years now. And today we bring you this episode from the Bombay Stock Exchange, which is just as old. If you are someone who's trying to understand the markets better, trying to get a grip of the jargons better, this episode is for you. Today I am being joined by Mr. Sunil Ramrakhiani, who is the Chief Business Officer at the Bombay Stock Exchange. He has close to 3 decades of diverse experience in Indian financial markets in various strategic and leadership roles. He has worked across exchanges, treasury in bank, broking, proprietary trading using low latency technology and wealth management. Mr. Sunil Ramrakhiani, welcome on the show.
Thanks Vinaya for having me on the show.
Now you have been in the capital market for close to 30 years. How have you seen the capital market change over this period?
So it's an interesting journey of last 30 years. It's a long 3 decades is not a small one in the capital markets, what I can share with you. And what we have gone through is I have seen the real change in the way investment/trading happens onto the capital markets. Initial days, what we used to see is the physical share certificates which used to happen into the capital markets. And from those physical share certificates days to the purely dematerialization of the shares which happened, and then now everything is a dematerialization. So these are literally the overall shift which has happened in the capital markets. But just going back to how the capital markets started in India, where the Bombay Stock Exchange has played a most important pillar of the creating of the capital markets. BSE, while completing its 150th year this year, started way back in 1875. Just think about it, starting under the banyan tree, and from where we are seeing the stock markets in your palms these days, trading and investing through into all the markets these days. So last 30 years, the significant things what I observed during my this tenure has been from the physical, from offline broking to the online everything, from curve trading, from the ring trading which started happening to the everything happening on the online. That's a big change which has happened. And particularly the very very important thing what we saw in the recent past is something which I would like to really highlight in our discussion. So I always talk about the AD versus the BC in that case, what you used to learn in our history. That's what is the pre-COVID and the post-COVID capital markets in India.
So the breakdown period is COVID, right? Pre-COVID was BC and now is AD.
Absolutely. Why I'm talking about pre-COVID versus the post-COVID world is it took from 1990 onwards, when the capital market started opening up in India, the number of investors from 1990 to till 2020 were around less than 4 crore investors got registered into the capital markets in India. I'm talking about the unique number of investors which started participating onto capital markets. And interestingly, post-COVID, that number has quadrupled to more than 13 crore investors. That's something which is very, very overwhelming in terms of the kind of penetration of the capital market which has happened in India. And that has happened because of the real tech stack. When a tech stack, technology stack, the government of India has played a very, very important role in terms of building a technology stack which is built on a very, very strong foundation for Aadhaar. So while as an investor, as an individual retail investor, when we go and try to open the account, what we call as a KYC or know your client, that account opening form, which used to take couple of weeks in the past, sometimes months in the past to open your account on the broking with the broking company, now takes couple of hours to open that account. And that has happened because of the technology integration with the broking fraternity, what they've done with the APIs integration with the Aadhaar enabled accounts. And since your Aadhaar is linked with your bank account, even that is integrated. And earlier, like you used to need to paste your photograph, sign on that. That is a transformational change. Everything is online now. That gives you the wow factor. Whenever you want to start investing, you can start in a couple of hours. So that's what you are seeing, the real change in the Indian context. The way number of new investors post-COVID coming in India has been really transformational in nature. That's something is bringing in the ease of getting into the capital markets, and what used to put your money into the savings with the banks now has started coming into the capital markets as well. So that's something is a real transformational journey what we have seen in the last 3 decades. Earlier, we had a ring kind of system where the physical trading used to happen through the, you have to be physically present on the floor to buy or sell shares. In 1995 onwards, 96, BSE brought in their online trading platform called Bolt, and other exchange brought in the Neat platform. That moved the platform from being only into the only one city to all India basis in terms of reach out. That helped in terms of penetration beyond all the large capital cities of the states, where we had a regional exchanges to the across India kind of a phenomena. Then further liberalization happened in terms of holding stage of the exchanges to moving towards the demutualization part of the exchanges, where it became much more liberalized rather than the stakeholding only by the brokers to the much more institutionalized kind of a holding which happened with the markets. Interestingly, there have been a lot of transformational changes which have happened in the stock markets, particularly with the times of interoperability kind of a stage of the market which was implemented in 2018. If you buy on one exchange and sell on to the other exchange, you get the offsetting of a positions. So there have been so many transformative changes which have happened. Interesting phenomena has been, like say, typically when you go and buy any kind of goods in the market, you pay the money, you get the goods at the immediate kind of a stuff. That settlement process has gone through a transformative process in Indian capital markets. Early days, a decade back when you want to talk about it, it used to take almost 14 days for you to get the shares into your demat account, which is called T+14 kind of stuff. That T+14 has moved to only T+2 and T+1 day now. So India has gone through the transformative journey. In last 3 decades, I have seen the capital markets transformation.
What's your take on the development of the capital markets in recent years, especially in terms of retail and institutional investor participation in the capital market?
So interestingly, while I was trying to talk about the pre-COVID and the post-COVID era capital markets, ease of opening accounts, which already talked about in terms of the retail penetration. And interestingly, if you look at the Indian demographics right now, we always keep on talking and boasting about our young population, and this young population is the जो हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं धरोहर है हमारी. So that is very important part of the overall transformation what we are seeing.
At present, we are blessed with this demography.
Absolutely, you're right, Vinaya. Per month, we have been seeing more than 20 lakh new investors opening the demat accounts in the Indian capital markets. So while I talked about the 13 crore kind of unique investors, the total number of demat accounts which are registered onto the stock exchange is more than 23 crore accounts in that sense. There might be some duplication कहीं पे होगा कि 2-3 ब्रोकर के पास खोला हुआ है एक क्लाइंट ने, बट द यूनिक नंबर इज सो लार्ज नाउ. एंड ये जो 20 लाख कस्टमर हम जो नए बात कर रहे हैं, ये लार्जली यंग पॉपुलेशन आ रही है मार्केट में. हम लोग जेनजी की बात करते हैं, और मैं आज ही मॉर्निंग में पढ़ रहा था एक जेनएक्स एंड जेनवाई. That's something is another important
Moving
part.
beyond Gen Z.
Beyond Gen Z. तो इंटरेस्टिंग पार्ट है कि मैं जर्नी देखा था जो अर्ली 70s में रहते थे हमारे यहाँ पे, जो हमारे फादर्स लोग जो अपने ज़माने में, they were very conservative. So we call them as a savers population in early 70s. And Gen X and the Gen Y की जो बात करते हैं हम लोग, typically I call them as adopters. Why the adopters? Because they have moved away from purely a risk-free kind of a investment जो typically either insurance company के investment करते थे, or they were putting money into the fixed deposit in the bank. वो जाके change हुआ है. Gen X plus Gen Y की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं. Adopters, they started adopting to the taking slightly amount of risk. They started adopting towards the requirement of growing their capital, and they have started coming and participating into the capital markets. So interesting कुछ statistics है जो आपके viewers सुनना चाहेंगे कि ये इंडिया में ये ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन कहाँ से आ रहा है जो हम डेमोग्राफिक्स की बात कर रहे हैं.
If you could talk more about this, because this is a very non-conservative, you know, non-risk aversive behavior, which
Yeah.
was typically the case earlier. So
Yeah.
if you could throw more light on this, please.
So that's interesting, Vinay. Actually, what we observed is, while given my background, I have been onto the broking in my career. I handled the retail investors myself. I've seen the change in the risk behavior of the investors, and the kind of products which are coming onto the stock markets right now has been changing with the changing demands, changing with the changing risk profile of the customer. The products which are getting launched onto the exchanges have been based on the customer or the investor demand which is coming in. जो आज के दिन में number of new clients which are coming onto the investment side has been less than 40 years. हमारे लिए सबसे पहले important होता था कि मकान पहले बनना चाहिए, कार पहले आनी चाहिए. That used to be our philosophy. Now with the new population coming in, which is young, at the age of 27-28, जब ये investors आज के दिन में पहली बार account आ रहे हैं, they want to start saving through the mutual funds. They have started saving through the direct equity in that case, because post-COVID era, the way capital markets have run in terms of the stock prices which have run in last 5 years has been something which is the phenomenal because of the new investors coming in. And there is something we are seeing the real shift in the investment pattern, which is very, very critical from the stability of the Indian capital markets. And that's where, while we talk about that, I'll share with you कि जो इन्वेस्टमेंट पैटर्न है इंडिया में, केवल पहले फिक्स डिपॉजिट में जाता था या लाइफ इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसीज में जाता था, और लाइफ इंश्योरेंस में भी टिपिकली यूनिट लिंक्ड इंश्योरेंस प्लान में लोग डालते थे. सो द इन्वेस्टमेंट बिहेवियर वाज नॉट टुवर्ड्स पार्टिसिपेटिंग ऑन द इक्विटी मार्केट्स. इन्वेस्टमेंट बिहेवियर वाज मोर टुवर्ड्स आई शुड गेट रिटर्न ऑन माई इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी. That behavior is changing because the new investor which is coming in is educated, he is young, he wants to take slight more risk for the higher returns. 60% of the new accounts जो आज के दिन में आ रहे हैं, मैंने बताया 20 लाख नए आ रहे हैं, are below the age of 30 years. That is something which is a very, very transformative, जो हम डेमोग्राफिक्स की एडवांटेज की बात कर रहे हैं. और ये इन्वेस्टर्स इंडिया की जर्नी में लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए निवेश बना के रखेंगे.
Now the capital market has also been going through a lot of changes, and new aspects such as CCNs or SORs are being implemented. Can you please enlighten our viewers about this change and how does it help market participants?
So जब आप अगर कैपिटल मार्केट्स की बात करते हैं, स्टॉक मार्केट की बात करते हैं, अगर आप अपने फादर से पूछें या अपने उनसे आपके जो दादाजी से पूछें, तो शेयर बाजार यानी कि बॉम्बे स्टॉक एक्सचेंज, बिकॉज बॉम्बे स्टॉक एक्सचेंज इज ओल्डेस्ट स्टॉक एक्सचेंज इन एशिया. ये 150 साल पुराना स्टॉक एक्सचेंज है, जहाँ पे मैंने आपको बताया कर्व ट्रेडिंग होती थी, लोग फिजिकल ट्रेडिंग करते थे. जैसे जैसे टेक्नोलॉजी इमरजेंस हुआ, देयर वन मोर एक्सचेंज गॉट एडेड, which is National Stock Exchange. And while these two stock exchanges became more and more growth oriented and vibrant, and what has happened in the over a period of time, the stock companies which are getting listed onto the both the exchanges. और जब एक चीज़ आपको दो जगह पे मिलती है, कई बार उस कंपनी का प्राइस एक जगह ज़्यादा होगा, एक जगह कम होगा. So the difference in the price provides the opportunity for the investor or the arbitrager to buy cheaper at one place and sell at the other place. मैं आपको एक सिंपल सा एग्जांपल देना चाहूँगा कि रिलायंस अवेलेबल ऑन टू वन एक्सचेंज विल बी एट एक्स प्राइस and on to other exchange can be x plus 1 price in that sense. And you as an investor, when you go and buy onto one exchange, you will always try to buy where it is cheaper in that case. अगर आप इंटरेस्टिंग कंपैरिजन देखें, आज के दिन में अगर आप पिज़्ज़ा खरीदने जाते हैं तो आप 2 या 3 साइट्स पे कंपैरिजन करते हैं. आप टिकट खरीदने जाते हैं, एयरलाइन टिकट खरीदने जाते हैं, तो यू ट्राई टू कंपेयर एट द मल्टीपल वेबसाइट्स एंड ट्राई टू सी दैट कि आपको चीपर कहाँ मिल रहा है. सो दैट इज द काइंड ऑफ सर्च रिसर्च यू डू.
कैब भी बुक करने जाते हैं तो 3-4
एग्रीगेटर से देखते हैं. सो इंटरेस्टिंग हम लोग का क्या ऑब्जर्वेशन रहा है, गिवन द काइंड ऑफ knowledge which the new investor is coming in, and while he or she is trying to buy or take investment decisions for buying or selling a share into the one exchange, that investor is not aware about is there a better price available onto the other exchange. That is very, very important part of the investor education which we are trying to make. And this behavior has happened because there is a technology adaptability is not there in terms of showing the both exchange prices at one single window. And interestingly, these prices are very very minutely different. अब ये माइन्यूट डिफरेंस आपको क्यों फ़र्क पड़ता है? क्योंकि यहाँ पे आप लाखों की इन्वेस्टमेंट की बात कर रहे हैं, यहाँ वॉल्यूम्स की बात कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि आप जिस मेंबर ब्रोकर के थ्रू आप आज परचेज या सेल कर रहे हैं वो आपको उसने आपको आज के दिन में टेक्नोलॉजिकल एडवांसमेंट विच इज़ देयर इज़ द स्मार्ट ऑर्डर रूटिंग का ऑप्शनैलिटी नहीं दी है। अब जब आपने बात की स्मार्ट ऑर्डर रूटिंग और कंबाइंड ऑर्डर बुक की बात की है, सो इंटरेस्टिंगली मैंने जब आपको बताया, सो वाइल देयर आर टू एक्सचेंजेस विच आर ट्रेडिंग इक्विटीज़ राइट नाउ, सेम कंपनी, मैंने रिलायंस का एग्जांपल लिया, इज अवेलेबल ऑन बोथ द एक्सचेंजेस. देयर आर मल्टीपल मोर देन 3000 companies which are listed on to the both the exchange which are common in nature. With that being the phenomena, the price on one exchange can be cheaper than the other exchange. So the interesting part है, हमने क्या किया कि हमने स्टडी की अपनी तरफ से. वहाँ स्टडी में क्या किया हमने, जो स्टॉक मार्केट में क्या होता है, आपके बिड्स प्राइस बोलते हैं हम लोग लैंग्वेज में, बिड्स यानी कि अगर आप कोई बेचने आएगा तो बिड प्राइस पे बेचता है, जो खरीदने आएगा तो आस्क प्राइस पे खरीदता है. तो हमने दोनों एक्सचेंज के प्राइस को कंबाइन किया और उसको बोला कि कंबाइंड ऑर्डर बुक क्रिएट करते हैं. ये हमने कोई नया नहीं सोचा, ये इंटरनेशनली जहाँ पे मल्टीपल एक्सचेंजेस ट्रेड होता है, जैसे यूएस मार्केट्स में 12-13 एक्सचेंजेस हैं, जहाँ पे अगर सेम स्टॉक सेम कंपनी अगर मल्टीपल एक्सचेंजेस में लिस्टेड है तो वहाँ पे कंबाइंड ऑर्डर बुक का कॉन्सेप्ट ऑलरेडी वैलिड है. और जहाँ कंबाइंड ऑर्डर बुक का कॉन्सेप्ट वैलिड है, जो बेस्ट प्राइस रहेगा 12-13 एक्सचेंज के बीच में, वो सबसे ऊपर में दिखता है आपको, अब अगर आप खरीदना चाहें या बेचना चाहें. सो द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट ऑफ द कंबाइंड ऑर्डर बुक इज यू शुड बी एबल टू either buy or sell. If you are holding that stock, you should be able to sell at the best price available on any of the two exchanges right now. So this is something which is a smart order routing, and combined order book का concept वहाँ से emerge हुआ, जहाँ पे आज के दिन में आप जानते हैं कि इंडिया में we are seeing more exchanges are coming up on the equity side. With more exchanges coming up, the combined order book of these multiple exchanges will become very very important part of the offering by the brokers, so that you as investor should be able to derive best value for money when you buy. So coming back to your question onto the common contract note, so while you are trying to trade onto the multiple exchanges, because we are global in nature, India being already one of the most sought after countries and growing at the fastest pace in terms of the GDP numbers, the global attention towards the India market has been very very high. And when you are trying to attract the global investment community, you have to become at par with the global exchanges. And when you try to become at par with the global exchanges, one of the important requirement which came in from the foreign portfolio investors, since there are multiple trading venues, they wanted to have a common contract note for their trades executed onto the multiple exchanges. इसका एक simple सा example देता हूँ आपको मैं. You want to buy a 1000 shares of Reliance. And with 1000 shares of Reliance, if you buy onto the two different exchanges through your smart order routing, 800 शेयर आपके एक एक्सचेंज पे है, 200 शेयर एक एक्सचेंज पे है, दोनों का डिफरेंट प्राइस है. पहले क्या होता था, जब कॉमन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट नोट वाज नॉट एनेबल्ड एज ए रेगुलेटर, यू नीड पोस्ट ट्रेड ब्रोकर यूज टू सेंड टू सेपरेट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट नोट फॉर, वन फॉर एक्सचेंज ए, सेकंड फॉर एक्सचेंज बी. क्लाइंट्स ने बोला कि ग्लोबली तरह प्रैक्टिस नहीं है, आई वॉन्ट अ सिंगल वॉल्यूम वेटेड एवरेज प्राइस. वॉल्यूम वेटेड एवरेज प्राइस क्या है, 800 शेयर आपने कितने में लिए, 200 शेयर आपने कितने में लिए. देयर शुड बी वन सिंगल प्राइस फॉर मी, आई वांट 1000 शेयर का एक सिंगल प्राइस. क्लाइंट यूज्ड टू गेट कंफ्यूज्ड, उसको डिफरेंट एंट्री लाइन एंट्री आइटम मिलती थी. रेगुलेटर वाज वेरी वेरी क्लियर, दिस इज द बेसिक सिंपल रिक्वायरमेंट वी वांट टू फुलफिल फॉर द ग्लोबल इन्वेस्टर्स. डोमेस्टिक इंस्टीट्यूशनल इन्वेस्टर्स, टिपिकली योर म्यूचुअल फंड्स और द insurance company which invest into market, for them this ease of doing business common contract note was enabled in the June 2025 this year. So there's a transformational change which has happened in terms of the way clients have started looking at the markets and order flow which has started happening, splitting between the exchanges based on, मैंने आपको क्या बताया था, बेस्ट प्राइस जहाँ पे होगा वहाँ ऑर्डर जाएगा. पोस्ट ट्रेड कॉमन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट नोट का प्रॉब्लम ऑलरेडी रेगुलेटर ने सॉल्व कर दिया है. So this is the very very important part of the journey of the Indian capital markets, what we are seeing.
You know, you've talked to us about SORs as well while you were answering the previous question, but if you can please elaborate a bit more about SOR and how it enables the brokers in the country. How does this help? Is it a game changer for retail investors?
Yeah, so the interesting part, अपन ने बताया कि combined order book जहाँ पे multiple trading venues है, जैसे मैंने एग्जांपल दिया कि मल्टीपल और एक्सचेंजेस इंडिया में आ रहे हैं जो इक्विटी ऑफर करने वाले हैं, वहाँ पे हम लोग जब ऑर्डर बुक बात करते हैं, एक सिंपल लेमन की भाषा में बात करना चाहूँगा, ऑर्डर बुक को क्या बोलते हैं हम लोग, कितने शेयर्स अवेलेबल हैं अगर आप कुछ खरीदना चाहें वहाँ पे, अगर आपको 1000 शेयर खरीदने हैं, 1000 शेयर खरीदने के लिए आपको कितने लोग सेलर बैठे हुए हैं उस ऑर्डर बुक में। हो सकता है कि फर्स्ट सेलर विल बी अवेलेबल एट अ प्राइस ऑफ एक्स, सेकंड प्राइस विल बी अवेलेबल एट ऑफ एक्स माइनस एक्स प्लस 1, एक्स प्लस 2, सो एंड सो फोर्थ। तो अगर आप जब शेयर खरीदने जाते हैं तो वहाँ पे एक एक्सचेंज में तो ऐसे आपको प्राइस बुक मिलेगा, सिमिलरली दूसरे एक्सचेंज में भी आपको ऐसा प्राइस बुक मिलेगा। हमने बोला कि जिसका एक्स का प्राइस है और एक्स प्लस 1 के बीच में एक्स प्लस 0.5 प्राइस अवेलेबल है, तो वो सिंपल सी भाषा में बोले, अगर 1500 रुपये का अगर आपको रिलायंस का शेयर मिल रहा है आज के दिन में एक एक्सचेंज में, दूसरे एक्सचेंज में आपको 1500 रुपये 1 रुपये में मिल रहा है शेयर, तीसरा वापस सेम एक्सचेंज में आपको 1505 रुपये में मिल रहा है, तो आपको ये 1501 वाला का शेयर मिलना चाहिए। सो हमने दोनों एक्सचेंज का बोला कि ये दोनों को कंबाइंड बुक किया जाए, दैट इज़ वेयर द कंबाइंड बुक गेट्स क्रिएटेड। जब ये कंबाइंड बुक आपने क्रिएट कर लिया, ये अब कंबाइंड बुक में आप जाके एग्जीक्यूट कैसे करेंगे, क्योंकि या तो करेंगे आप एक शेयर यहाँ लेंगे, एक शेयर यहाँ लेंगे, लेकिन आज के दिन में टेक्नोलॉजी इतनी एडवांस हो गई है, वो दोनों कंबाइंड बुक को रीड करके आपको अगर 1000 शेयर लेने हैं, अगर एक एक्सचेंज में 300 शेयर मिल रहे हैं और 700 शेयर दूसरे एक्सचेंज में मिल रहे हैं, तो ऑर्डर वैल्यू अपने आप स्प्लिट होके दोनों एक्सचेंज में चले जाएगा। सो दैट इज़ कॉल्ड स्मार्ट ऑर्डर एग्जीक्यूशन, विच इज़ कॉल्ड स्मार्ट ऑर्डर रूटिंग। तो आप उसको एग्जीक्यूशन बोलें या उसको बेस्ट प्राइस एग्जीक्यूशन बोलें, तो आप क्या हो रहा है, आप अपना ओवरऑल 1000 शेयर का प्राइस जो आप समझ लीजिए आके 1520 रुपये देना पड़ रहा था 1000 शेयर लेने के लिए, आपको हो सकता है बिकॉज अगर कंबाइंड ऑर्डर बुक में मार रहे हैं तो आपको 1515 रुपये मिल जाएगा। सो व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से, यू आर सेविंग दैट 5 रुपीज़ इफ दैट ऑर्डर साइज इज, आई एम टेकिंग वेरी स्मॉल ऑर्डर साइज फॉर डिस्कशन।
So primarily, if I can sum this all up, we are saying that the focus of the market is to move towards best price execution. Is that correct?
Absolutely, yeah. I think you have, Vinay, you touched the right point actually. Interestingly, best price execution is something we are trying to talk in terms of our day to day in terms of capital markets, but best price execution actually you are doing in your everyday life. आपने खुद अपने एग्जांपल में बोला कि मैं अपना बेस्ट प्राइस एग्जीक्यूट करती हूँ जब मैं टैक्सी बुक करती हूँ। अब अगर आप टैक्सी बुक करने के लिए बेस्ट प्राइस एग्जीक्यूट कर रही हैं, why not on your lakhs and crores of investment when you do into stock market? So the whole economy, whole way online phenomena which is working, everything in your daily life is moving towards the best price execution. An interesting part in the best price execution is who are the players who can take advantage of best price execution, and regulator has mandated to the exchanges to provide a best price execution to the clients in that sense. What does that mean, best price execution? We talked about if exchange A has got a cheaper price to buy, the client's order should be going to that exchange where is the cheapest available. If the client is not aware, like say today I am talking to Vinaya, I will ask post my this podcast whether Vinaya was aware कि मुझे दूसरे exchange पे cheaper मिल सकता नहीं मिल सकता है. So that is the kind of a ground level education what we are trying to achieve at this stage, and there is a real change which has happened into the BSE in last 3 years in terms of the kind of players which are coming in. Our order book at BSE has become more and more better. जब बोलते हैं ना कि जहाँ पे आपके पास सप्लाई ज़्यादा आती है तो वहाँ पे चीज़ें चीप होने लगती हैं, that is what we are seeing. The best price execution is something the fiduciary responsibility of not only the brokers, even for the mutual funds. जैसे again I am talking your name Vinaya, you might be putting money through the mutual funds. You as an investor might be demanding your mutual fund should be buying from the venue which is going to provide them the cheapest available price. That something is very the fiduciary responsibility even for the mutual funds. As a responsible holder of the money, they should be trying to buy wherever is the cheapest available. So best price execution is nothing but the, I'll say, the birthright of the investor now.
Which is now implemented in the market as well.
Absolutely.
Now beyond all these tech enablers that you've been talking about, these tech enablers which benefit the investors, what are the other things that investors should look at while investing in the capital market?
So interestingly, we began our talk from the kind of a transformational change what we are seeing, the Gen Z coming into the market, and we talked about the adapters which are coming and trying to adopt and trying to participate in the markets. Financial literacy is something which he has to go through, or if it gets adopted from the school days, it becomes ingrained in terms of our style of investing. Though I mentioned about in my broking days, I always believed in the behavior of the individual when they try to invest into the markets. So when I talked about financial literacy, very important is to understand the risk appetite of the person, what product suitability is there for that investor which is coming into the markets. We as exchange, we keep on doing a lot of investor education programs. Last year we did more than 12,000 kind of investor education program. By October this year, we already completed more than 10,500 investor education programs as a responsibility as a semi-regulator in that sense. But very important part, when the new investor, when they come in into the markets, very important for them is to keep on upgrading their knowledge about what product they should be investing in. If they don't have real understanding of investing directly into the what to buy or sell in the shares, they should be coming to a mutual fund investment in that sense. So very important for them to keep on upgrading in terms of knowledge levels, in terms of the risk appetite, what they can carry. They should start investing into the markets. So if they don't understand, they should not invest/trade. That is something what we believe very, very strongly as a responsible exchange.
So if I may reiterate, educate, educate, educate is the
Absolutely.
mantra for this.
Absolutely.
Mr.
Vinay.
Ram Rakhiani, I must really thank you for elucidating in the simplest terms some of the most complex concepts with respect to capital markets. Thank you for your precious time and for speaking to The Hindu.
Thank you, Vinay. Thanks for the time.